What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnots. It is Tuesday, 5:48 p.m. We're recording this live over on twitch.tv/the Whatnots. It is episode 116. Coming up on today's show, Last of Us Remake is coming. The Overwatch 2 beta is out right now. People are playing it right now. There's people out there that are playing the Overwatch 2 beta.
I don't believe it. It's fake.
And yeah, I don't think it's real either, the Overwatch 2 that everyone's talking about. And Digimon Survive got a release date, which is also not real. But we will get to all of that in a bit. My name is Gino Viteri. I am joined by Kyle Springer. What's up, Kyle? How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
That's excellent. That's good to hear. Ignacio Rojas, how are you doing?
Okay, guys, I figured it out. The other tweet that I was talking about was from last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
damn, that was really wrong. Way off.
The April 25th one was this year. So the articles were right.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that one later.
Yeah. And notably missing from what I just said, Alan Busby, he heard about the Digimon Survive release date, and the emotions welled up inside of him so heavily that he had a heart attack. Just straight out. He saw the release date, like two months out, and bam, instant. It was instant death, dude.
He thought it would never happen, but turns out somehow.
Exactly.
It is happening. It is a real game.
It's a real game. He saw that happening, and he thought, I could not live in the same world as this game. So I had to die.
Life just hits you like that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere and just hits you.
And that's what happened to Alan, unfortunately. But we will play that game and talk shit about it in his honor. In his honor. I'll play it.
Are you hearing it here, folks?
Ignacio, I like Digimon. I like Digimon. I don't talk about it like you, dude. I got my Yu-Gi-Oh cards over there. I'm not showing off my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Call yourself a fan. Yeah.
I love
you won't even talk about Digimon and how the English dub is the worst. Okay? You call yourself a fan? Huh?
I love Evangelion. You know what I mean? I love all that stuff. I just don't talk about it like you did.
You couldn't even tell me one character from Evangelion.
Yeah.
Who?
Neon Genesis.
Yep. It's a story about Neon.
We have a winner.
It's a story about Neon Genesis and his quest for the Evangelion.
Before we get into what we've been playing and video games and all that stuff, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this Johnny Depp court case. Have you guys been keeping up with this? No?
Not keeping up, but I see the videos. There is a funny one going around with Johnny Depp on the stand, and the other lawyer always calling hearsay.
Yeah, for every single answer, hearsay. There's two funny things I want to. There's I've not been keeping up with it like directly, Kyle, but there's like highlights that I'm seeing every once in a while.
Sure. Yeah,
and let me just give you a little bit of them now. So. There was one story that came out, obviously, of that where Johnny Depp was describing a situation that happened, that he came back home after like a fight with Amber Heard or something or whatever, or not. He didn't come back home, but he had his friend tell him, "Oh, you don't come back because there's fecal matter." There's human fecal matter on your side of the bed. So obviously, as we know here, Amber Heard she's the perpetrator. Amber Heard is the one that shit on his side of the bed after an argument that they had or something, and she decided to shit on his side of the bed.
You're not supposed to shit where you sleep. It's literally the saying.
So there's one meme that was it was a picture of a kid with I suppose it's chocolate around his mouth. It's something brown, and it said Johnny Depp waking up in the morning.
I have that. I saw a picture too. And then there's another one with the lawyers, with Amber Heard's lawyers or whatever. They're freaking. They really got like not a lot to work with. You know what I mean? So, there was one where I thought I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. I thought it was funny that the lawyer asked a question to, I think, someone on the stand or something, and then the lawyer themselves objected. And I think the judge was like, "It's your question. It's your question."
Yeah, I
like that.
I heard about that one. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know all these terminology and all that stuff, but it was funny where like the lawyer put himself in that position and then said no to that same position they put themselves in. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, this Amber Heard Johnny Depp case is pretty intense, pretty wild. A lot of stuff coming out of it. It's weird seeing people make fan cams on TikTok of Johnny Depp in court. But I forgot that Johnny Depp is really a very well loved person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of simps for him. A lot of simps for Johnny Depp. But there you have it. Hopefully that goes well for him, because of course he is the one that has been getting abused. So I hope that goes well for him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you should keep up with it on TikTok or Twitter or whatever the heck, to look at the little random stuff that's coming, because it is kind of funny.
Games.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. How you guys feeling?
Games. I'm good.
Yeah.
How do you what am I saying? Acclimating? Yeah, that word, settling in. Are you settling into the whole new city, dude? This is a whole new city too, right?
Yeah, I've moved out to Oklahoma, right outside of Oklahoma City. It's been fantastic so far. It was interesting because we're like right in the middle of tornado country. And right when I left Richmond, like a week into me being in here, Richmond had a tornado warning, and I hadn't even had one.
To go there.
Yeah,
interesting.
Well, in Virginia, where I was, we'd get hit with hurricanes, which is basically a tornado but wet.
Kyle, you can't live without tornadoes. You know that.
Oh,
you can go places where there are no tornadoes
here.
Yeah, but then there's something else.
Hoarding them. Right. Yeah. It's like you move out to the West Coast and you got earthquakes. You move out to the East Coast and you got blizzards and hurricanes and
there's gotta
all
be a
sorts
place
of stuff
that doesn't
like
have
that.
any of that, right?
Yeah,
Mars.
but it also doesn't have anything like movie theaters.
But no, we had our first like hurricane warning this past week, and like the sirens were going off and all that stuff. But I didn't really know what to expect, and so it was just like a thunderstorm to me. I'm just like, it's fine, it's whatever. Like this girlfriend was just like, oh my god, we need to watch the news. Like, where in our house is the safest spot? I'm just like, it's just raining outside. Like, I don't understand this, but it seems like it's just raining.
Do you not have a bunker?
No, not here at this house. So
do you have a basement?
Single story.
With hurricanes and stuff like that, if you're from like Florida, like unless it's like a category 4 or 5, you don't really care. Because anything category 3 or less, it's like it's just gonna be like 30, 40-mile-hour winds.
Just stay inside, watch movies.
Might go out for a few hours or a day or two. It's no big deal, dude. People still go out and shit during those category 3 hurricanes and stuff in Miami. Yeah. That's how it was for me.
It's like here with earthquakes. If it's not above a 7, no one cares. People don't even flinch. You just keep on going.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it is. I guess, yeah. Oh, well. But of course, my friends, we are here to talk about video games. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff on here. So why don't we go ahead and start with what we've been playing? Kyle, take us into it.
I like that voice crack there. Kyle, take us into it.
You go ahead and start, Kyle, and you got Tunic and Marco here.
Hell yeah. So I started playing Tunic last week. I talked a little bit about that and it's kind of a game that I love and hate at the same time. I think this game is really deceptive in how cute it looks, right? It looks adorable, and you get to play this cute little fox and run around. It looks like one of those old school Zeldas, but the combat is no joke in this game. And I've now beaten it. I've played it all the way through. Last week I did say though that I put the invincibility mode on.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't necessarily have a tough time, but it makes you like you can't take damage, but you still have to like dodge roll past bad guys to get past their shields and hit them from the back. So it's still tedious in that sense. Like you still have to do a lot of that combat. But yeah, took me I want to say 12 hours total, I think is how much I played. I think.
Okay.
And yeah, I really enjoyed it, but it is God, the combat is ridiculous. Calvin is in the chat saying Tunic is pocket Dark Souls. Yeah, it's
it sure
like
is.
If I had not had the invincibility mode on, I don't think I would have beaten this game. There are some even just like regular combat encounters that I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why is this so hard? But yeah, the boss fights, especially in this, are no joke. But yeah, I love the way this game looks. I like how it feels to play. I like the mystery that is in the game of wandering around and trying to figure out what to do next. However, I think it's maybe a little too obtuse. Then maybe just dial it back a little bit. But I still like that mystery and that feeling that I have to go discover what to do next, or like, what does this thing do? I don't know. Let's try it out and see. So that was fun. I enjoy it. I think this will hit for a lot of people who really love both old Zelda games or Dark Souls. So yeah, go check that one out. It's on Game Pass. It was good game.
So when you brought it up first, I wanted to wait for you to beat it because there was a puzzle, Kyle. I don't think you did it because it's probably optional. I'm not sure if you did it. Where you have to have each manual page, and every page in the manual, the golden line
ending of is that what you're talking about?
Is that what it is? I think it is. Yeah.
So without I won't spoil it, but the way to get the true ending is to collect all of the manual pages. That's what you need to do with that.
Yeah. Did you do that?
I did not. But I'm only missing like 6 of them.
I thought when I found that out, or because I saw one of my friends playing it, when I saw that, I was like, that's actually extremely cool the way they did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of cool little secrets in that game that are like, it's the same with Dark Souls games. Like, how did people find this out? Like, how did people figure this out? You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but good game there. What I really want to talk about though is this game Norco. For the past like 2 weeks, basically all of the video game podcasts that I listened to had been like, oh my God, Norco. Holy shit, this game is amazing. And I now have to join that chorus. I picked it up to try it out because everyone wouldn't shut up about it. I played it all in one sitting yesterday. It took me about 8 hours. And yeah, holy fuck, this game is great. If nothing else, I'm pretty sure this will at least be in my top 3 for Game of the Year. This is a point and click adventure game. It's kind of like a surreal noir story with a hint of cyberpunk stylings in the air. It's set in the future, kind of an undistinct future, but it's set in the real town of Norco, Louisiana. And it's kind of slow story, but it's addicting. The way they build out the world and the world that they've created is it's beautiful, it's crazy, it's wild. There's all sorts of stuff that is just so neat that I really, really love about this game. And while it is kind of a mystery that you're investigating, and it is kind of a serious story, this game is funnier than it has any right to be. It is hilarious. Let's see here. I want to put this on the YouTube version, not that one. There we go. I'm playing the trailer for the people who are watching on stream right now. But yeah, it's pixel art, all that stuff. You're investigating the kind of mysterious circumstances around a death in the family. And it's bizarre. If you guys like Doom Patrol or Umbrella Academy, like it's that level of like bizarreness of stuff that goes on in here. And like I said, it's just it has these moments of comedy and joy and things in it that really hook you. One of the like bizarre things in here is that there is an abandoned mall that has been taken over by a group, like this religious cult that was created by this guy, and all the followers have changed their name to Garrett. So it's just a cult of Garretts, and it's strange. It's like it's hard to describe exactly what this game is, but I cannot recommend it enough. It's out on PC. It's out on Game Pass PC, specifically on the PC one there. But yeah, please go check it out because it is fantastic. I liked it a lot.
Nice. How long did it take you to beat it?
About 8 hours.
In one sitting?
One sitting, yeah.
You did that in one sitting?
One sitting. It was that good. I was like, I cannot stop. I have to like figure out what's happening here and do all of that.
Damn. Okay, cool. Nice.
That's good. Go check it out.
All right. Awesome. Let me see here. Ignacio has a lot to talk about. I'll just mention Hitman. I played a Hitman 3 recently. I did like 3. I dropped that game a long time ago. After the what was it, the Knives Out level? Once I finished that one, I stopped there, and I just never went back. Just random stuff. I think a lot of stuff was coming out at the beginning of the year when Hitman came out. So I just decided to start playing it again the other day, and man, Hitman 3 is good, dude. Hitman 3 is it's a funny game. It's fun to play, to do all those different things, way to assassinate people, all that stuff, and
yeah.
And I always thought it was hard, but I don't know why. I just thought I could. I didn't think I could just lower the difficulty for some reason. I always thought it was hard, but then when I started playing it, I was like, all right, let me just put it casual and see how I do. And it was just a fun little sandbox game to fool around in and have funny things happen and stuff like that. So
yeah,
if you haven't played any of the Hitman games, go ahead and play those, because the 1, 2, and 3 series here is it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they have it all set up, where it's just random open world, little mini open world levels that you have to figure out how to assassinate these people. So
yeah,
that's what I've been playing. Of course, Final Fantasy, as I've been playing always, that I love forever. I'm working night and day, my friends. I'm working night and day in Final Fantasy to make millions. All right, make millions. I'm trying to make millions. I'm trying to get a mount that's worth 9.7 million gil. I'm at 6 million, but I technically am at 3 million because I need to put in 3 million for a house that we're buying with my guild. So you know how it is. Life, right?
Of course.
Right? All right, Ignacio, whatever order you want to go ahead with everything you got here.
I'll just go in the order that I have it here. So last week I said that I was going back to Batman Arkham Asylum at the point. I beat Arkham Asylum, and man, I gotta say, it is incredible how Arkham Asylum was probably the game that turned around licensed video games, where we all know PS2 era licensed games, even PS3 era games, where let's be honest, Assassin's Creed games weren't that good.
Sure.
But then Arkham Asylum comes out, and that game is awesome. It does a lot of great things, a lot of imaginative things, especially with everything with Scarecrow and that. The ending, everyone knows that it is a bit weird how you fight a roided up Joker. It is kind of weird, but it is still. I enjoyed it very much going through it. And then, of course, after that, I had to go to Arkham City, and I'm only like an hour or two into Arkham City. And again, the Arkham games are something special. It is incredible how Arkham Asylum was already great with gameplay, but Arkham City takes it up a notch, where it makes it even better. It makes it even more. How to explain it? Like how you would want things to go, how the flow of everything. I think about the
progression, like a good next.
It is
step.
a very good progression. Yeah. Of course, Arkham Asylum had kind of an open world area, but not really. Since you mostly had you go one place to another through the different areas of the asylum. But this one, Arkham City, is an open world place, and it takes advantage of it with side quests, with which were implemented into the game, which wasn't in Asylum. The Riddler stuff, it was improved, but of course the gameplay itself was improved a lot, where they added a slide, they added the dive bomb, they added new gadgets that are very good. The gadgets that you already have, they implemented them even better into the combat flow, and it is such an improvement on Arkham Asylum, which Arkham Asylum was already great. Mm-hmm. And of course, gotta give a shout out to the voices of Batman and Joker, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, which are great. Let's be honest, they are probably the best Batman and Joker that there are out there. And since we're talking about voice actors, Nolan North is everywhere in the game. Where not only is he the Penguin, he is 1 out of 5, 1 out of 4 thugs. He voices most everyone in the game. It is ridiculous.
That's
how
funny.
much Nolan North is in this game. But hey, Nolan North is a great voice actor, so I like hearing him every once in a while in the game. So yeah, those games are still great. They still hold up to this date. So if somehow you haven't played them, go play them. Go fix it. And next on what we have here, in a little bit, we'll be talking about the 6-1 Indie Mini Showcase. But I got to demo some of the games. Some of the games that they talked about have demos out now. So I demoed 3 games. The first one that I demoed is Do Not Buy This Game. So if you watched the showcase, you would have seen the trailer that they had there. And the trailer was very funny. It has a lot of Stanley Parable vibes if you've ever played it. And playing the demo, they are for sure trying to do the Stanley Parable, where it's you, first person, there's a narrator talking to you, reacting to what you do. But I feel like it is missing something there, that it isn't quite Stanley Parable, where it feels like it is. I know Stanley Parable is an indie game, but it feels like this is the indie version of the Stanley Parable. It very much feels like that. It feels like a Unity game, which it very much is, even though I think Stanley Parable might have been that. The humor, it is trying. It does has its good moments, but I feel like it is missing way more of the charm of the Stanley Parable, and it is missing some of the reactions that the narrator would have in the Stanley Parable. Where one of the things that I loved of that game is that pretty much you could do anything and the narrator would react to it. If the narrator wants you to do something and you just don't do it, or turn around to something else, go anywhere else, the narrator would react. And I feel like this game has a little bit of that, but not to the amount that I would want.
I gotcha.
But
They
yeah,
need
this
that
is
Guardians of the Galaxy level, like comment on what you're doing. Like, why are you going over that way?
exactly.
We're over here.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it is missing something like that, but I think like this demo is clearly supposed to be just for demo purposes. I don't expect this to be in the game, so we'll have to see what the game turns out to be.
Okay.
The next game that I played was EX Zodiac. So EX Zodiac, if you are watching the video, you would, of course, look at it and think, hey, it's Star Fox. And hey, it is Star Fox. It is very much Star Fox.
Exactly like Star Fox.
It is like Star Fox. It plays like Star Fox 64. It has the visuals of Star Fox on the SNES. And if you want Star Fox, here's Star Fox. It is that. It is exactly that. That's pretty much it. It is Star Fox. I don't know what much to add to it. If you play the game or you're seeing it, you will know what it is. The gameplay, if it is for you, you will love it, I think. If it isn't for you, I think you probably will not. I had some problems with the gameplay where I think that the camera angle makes it harder to see things that are straight up in front of you.
Yeah,
and that
made
me
sense.
get hit. That made me get hit quite often, and that's one of the problems that I had. And the other downside that I think that I thought of this game is that it is trying to go for a style which is clearly like SNES, the FX chip style, but because of that, it feels a bit too empty. And I wish it had more in there, even with the same style. But I think that I wish that the game would have been more densely populated with things. But it feels empty quite a lot.
That was probably. Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like that was one of the artistic choices, right? Of like, hey, if we're gonna make this look like the old school Star Fox, all that stuff, like we'll make it look like the same kind of world that they would have built, where it is sparse and there's not much happening because they couldn't really make all that stuff. So,
yeah. But again, it is like Star Fox. So if you're looking for a Star Fox game now, you should go on, try it out at least. Again, to the point of it being Star Fox, it also has different planets that you go through. Cool. So that's another of the similarities. And then the last game that I played was Pogo Champ. Pogo Champ. So the basic idea of the game is that if you played any of the getting over it games or co-op or that kind of silly physics game, this is pretty much that, but you riding a pogo stick. So it is you riding a pogo stick. You have to control the force at which you jump and then try to balance yourself while you're flying around, and that's a whole basic gameplay of the
underwater level.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things that I thought of the game is that it is for the most part you being in a pogo, but then they will add interesting things where at some in the level you will get a fish cap, which then when you jump into the water you'll float on the water and you propel yourself using the pogo stick. There's another one that is you on a ball, pretty much like a hamster ball, like in Super Monkey Ball, and you go through like a mini golf level. And so it looks like has stuff like that.
They have levels inspired by Frogger, by Monkey Ball. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. It looks neat.
Yeah. So it is that. If you enjoy those types of games and like try getting over it or stuff like that, you will enjoy this game. This is very much like a jokey game. Do not take it seriously, but that's the game. I like that at least the structure of the game is that there are different small levels where every level they change things in there. Like I said, you could go swim underwater. You have the ball. There are some I think that take place in zero gravity. There are different obstacles and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the game.
Cool.
And then after that, of course, I've still been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how I'm still cannot beat the final bosses of the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
We'll
Okay, whatever.
just wait till you get good and you can beat it.
Okay. I just here for the fun. I don't want to be those
That's
people
cool.
that combo. I just want to have fun.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. And of course, Alan again is dead.
Yeah.
So that is all we have been playing, my friends. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping. And we are back. Kyle!
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. We thank you guys a lot. It means a ton that you guys are supporting us. Yeah, cool things we have been up to here at the Whatnots. On the review show, we just started our end of the month, like our next monthly special show that we do. We usually follow a TV show or a comic or something like that to its completion. We normally do stuff from week to week, but our end of the month is like a special thing where we follow it all the way to the end. And we started season 1 of Fringe, the TV show that JJ Abrams made after he created Lost. This was his follow-up to that. It's kind of like an X-Files type show, but instead of being like supernatural and about aliens, this is more science based. It is more like mutations and teleportation and experiments gone wrong. And it's a good show. It's a great one.
How did it end? Was it a good ending?
It did, yeah. So the first season of this show is fantastic. In my opinion, it kind of flounders a little bit in the middle, but by the end of the show, it is fantastic, and it finishes really strong. So good stuff there.
Cool.
On the captain's log, we just ate some astronaut food. We bought some astronaut food and did a taste test on the captain's log. Most of it was just dried fruit. You can kind of get wherever. But we also had a dried ice cream sandwich, like a
interesting
freeze dried ice cream sandwich. Yeah. So we since we have like a space theme here at the Whatnots, we were like, you know what? Let's buy some astronaut food there. So
I did not know you could just buy that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it food or is it food that has been dried out that they call?
Yeah, it's freeze dried.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like my ice cream sandwich was room temperature, but it was solid and like it's not melty or stuff like that. It's weird. Yeah. So we tried that stuff out. But yeah, good stuff. That's about all I have for housekeeping right now, though.
All right, sounds good. Take us into the news of the week, then. All right, so this past week, 6-1 Indie, friends of the show, Kyle Stevenson, gosh, I'm forgetting everyone's name now. Kyle Stevenson. What's his name? What's the other one? The two hosts. What are their names? How come you guys don't know him?
Because I don't know.
Telling us it's Kyle Stevenson, Mike Tandro.
Mike Tandro, yeah, Mike Tandro. Okay. Mike Tandro on Twitter, and Kyle Stevenson, Mr. K-Step on Twitter as well. They had their first ever showcase where they highlighted, I believe it was 17 games for different indie games from different developers as a part of PAX East. Did you guys get a chance to see everything that was shown here?
Yep.
I didn't even know this existed until after it happened.
Wow, wow. Good friend to Coliseum as well.
Right? Crazy, yeah. Terrible friend here. So no, I've not watched this one.
I know what's happening. I did not get a chance to watch it when it was live. I was actually watching just a few of them while Ignacio was talking about the ones that he played. And I just want to ask you guys which ones you thought were interesting, because it is 17 games. We don't have to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
But for me specifically, there's one that of course Greg Miller spoke about this. They live reacted, kind of funny live reacted to this showcase, and one that Greg Miller pointed out was Anno Mutationum.
That game was
Mutationum. I don't know. But that game looks extremely cool. It's like a cyberpunk pixel 2.5D kind of action adventure game. Looks really cool. Songs of Glimmerwick is another one that I really enjoyed the vibe of. It looks like it's like an action and more like an RPG, but basically you're in a witch academy, and that's the story of it, and it looks really cool. Ignacio mentioned do not buy this game. That one looks funny. I also really liked Backrooms Exploration, which is it's this like horror game where you're in very familiar places like the grocery store, office buildings,
liminal spaces, right? Yeah. Where it's empty. It feels like something is off, but it's not. Like it's just empty.
And that's such a weird way of horror, like an interesting way of horror that I think is so interesting, so cool.
Yeah,
it's the type of horror that I would like to play, because like there's like something about office buildings, for like I've told you guys this before, like I can't play Control because it's just like an office building. There's something about office buildings being creepy like that I don't like, and this has that, which is so interesting. It's like just that feeling.
So like I mentioned, I didn't get to watch the showcase here, but the concept of the back rooms was introduced to me like 3 weeks ago. Like I didn't even know what this was. But on the captain's log, we were talking about it, and Melissa had started watching Severance, and apparently there's like this like basement in the office building that they have in there that just goes on and on and on, and there's all these doors that lead to who knows what in that thing. And so she was being like, hey, do you know what the back rooms are? So now there's an actual video game. You can go explore some back rooms.
That's really cool.
It reminded me of the type of horror games that are very popular now, that are like viral horror games that have these like vibe of, hey, this is a very innocent, very, very low quality game, but then it turns out that it goes scarier and scarier and darker as long as you go. It reminds me of there's this game called Happiest Humble Burger Farm, which is like a fast food game that gets darker and darker. It gave me vibes of that, like a game that you would see in the game theorist.
Like a fast food simulation game mixed with like Five Nights at Freddy's.
It gave me those vibes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So is there anything else that you guys that you didn't mention before, Ignacio, or anything like that you want to try? Or
no, Mutation. I got, that's a weird name. I'm interested in that game. There is a demo out now. I downloaded it. I just didn't have time to play that one too. And of course, the other games that I played got my attention. Alienate looked fun. Alienate is a trivia game that I thought it was a good concept of your aliens competing, but then there's also this human, because the whole idea is that you are trying to win Earth, I think was the thing. So there is also a human there infiltrated. So the human is trying to throw everyone off and try to lose the game while everyone else tries to play together in the trivia game. And I thought that looked a lot of fun. But yeah, then the games that I talked about, those.
Yeah, a lot of these games are super cool, man. Like Lucid is another one. It's a 2D side scroller, super beautiful pixel art.
Oh yeah,
that looks freaking awesome. Which one? Arctic Awakening reminds me of like Firewatch.
Yeah,
somehow it's like a Firewatch kind of vibe.
Snowwatch.
Super, yeah, Snowwatch, yeah, exactly. Super freaking cool. Yeah, a lot of these games look super interesting. I'm excited to try them out and look into them more.
And also, speaking of the showcase itself, I thought that it was very well done. I think this is their first kind of showcase that they've done 6-1 Indie, and I thought it was very well done. It had a good flow, and it had a good back and forth with the hosts, and the what was it, a pelican or a skeleton on the background that they had for gags there. I thought that was fun. So good job on them.
Yeah, I wanted to. I did want to mention a huge shout out to 6-1 Indie there. It's super nice to see friends online make it sort of, but that, like, them being able to premiere a whole showcase at PAX and all that stuff, it was super nice, and it was very beautifully done. It was again, like as you said, the hosts were incredible. It was they knew what they were doing. It was very nice to see that, and I'm very proud of them. Very very proud of them over there.
Hell yeah.
So there we go. 6-1 Indie Showcase. We will see what they do in the future.
Yep.
Okay. And then speaking of more showcases, number 2 here, we got the Tribeca Festival 2022 game selections. So I put this in here, guys, because I just wanted to talk about some games that were here. So this is from GameSpot. Darren Bonthuys. This says here that the Tribeca does a festival, as everyone knows, Tribeca Film Festival and stuff like that. But they also do something for video games. And each year they show off video games that excel at storytelling. So 10 games were selected this year.
$10. I think I know why he put this one on there. Yep.
So 10 games were chosen this year. All games that either have been released years ago or new now, or games that haven't even been released yet either. Anything from indies to AAA games. These are just video games that were selected that excel in storytelling. With what does it say here? Let me see. A total of 10 games have been selected for this year as the festival aims to showcase the creators, the process, the storytelling, and the intersection between games, entertainment, and culture. So let me see here. Let's see. Last year, Kana was in it.
Yep.
Kana, Sable as well. And
Norco,
last year, Norco was in it, Kyle.
Walked away with the first Tribeca Games Award last year for its potential for excellence in art and storytelling through design, artistic mastery, and highly immersive worlds. And I will say that they followed through with that.
Yep, and it got that, and it had not even been released yet. So there is some games here that are also the ones for this year that have not been released. So we'll talk about them here. American Arcadia from Out of the Blue. That's a title that is currently unannounced.
I think so. Out of the Blue is the studio. They list both the name and the studio here.
So American Arcadia. What is that? What do we think that is? Because that's not announced. That's an unannounced game.
The title is currently unannounced.
I guess GameSpot just announced it.
Yeah, Tribeca announced it.
I guess so. That's interesting. So I guess
might just be the working title. That's the project name when we haven't actually named the game yet.
Well, then how is it here?
So wait, because American Arcadia, because it says this title is currently unannounced yet. You know what I mean?
Then why is it here? Why are you selecting it?
You don't have to make up the title of something before you start making something.
Oh no,
you can make
look, they just did it. American Arcadia is the new game from the creators of Call of the Sea. So
there you go.
But do we know anything about the game?
There's a trailer. There's a trailer now that was posted 7 hours ago. 7 hours ago, there's a trailer. Okay, that's cool.
So they selected a game that they haven't even seen then.
Well, they've seen it. They've seen, that's why they selected it. Yeah,
but it wasn't announced to the public yet.
Yeah. And then what else we have? As Dusk Falls. As Dusk Falls from Interior/Night. I haven't heard of that game either. But we should check all these games out because they're probably incredible. The Cub from Demagogue Studio. And then we also have Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. As we all know, Cuphead, pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The Delicious Last Course, that came out already, right? Yeah.
Nope.
It didn't? It hasn't come out yet?
No, it comes out soon. I want to say somewhere June-ish.
Okay. I see.
It is soon, but it hasn't come out there yet.
Okay, then Immortality from Sam Barlow's Half a Mermaid. Haven't heard of that one. And then these next two here are the ones that I wanted to bring up as well. So this next one here is Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals from Night School Studio. That has not released yet. We don't have a release date for it. But I figure it will be this year then. And Oxenfree, if you haven't played it, was freaking incredible. So I have no doubt that the second one here will be incredible as well. And then A Plague Tale Requiem.
Would have won $10
from Asobo Studios, dude. So as you know, I absolutely love Plague Tale. The first one. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, one of the best games ever made, my friend. So I have no doubt that this second one is a masterclass in storytelling. These two games that I loved the first one of Oxenfree and A Plague Tale. Masterclass storytelling these games. Some would say even better than The Last of Us.
Couldn't tell. You didn't.
Do you think The Last of Us is a good story? You know what I'm talking about?
Couldn't tell.
Oh man! If so, now we have the second, the sequel of those two games, both chosen as a masterclass in storytelling. Come on, guys! Absolutely incredible. Good for them, dude. Very well deserved. I haven't even played them, but I'm sure nobody's played them. Nobody's played them yet, but I'm sure. Well, those games would be incredible. Thirsty Suitors from Outer Loop Games. That one's out, right? I think that was out.
No idea.
I've heard of Thirsty Suitors. And Venba from Vizai Games. So
there you go.
There you go. That's the 10 picks for 2022 Tribeca Festival. Games that are excellent in storytelling, in art, narrative, all that stuff. Just a masterclass in storytelling with these games. I'm looking at the American Arcadia trailer. Looks very interesting. It's like a very interesting game. Looks pretty cool. I'm interested to see what this game becomes. But yeah, they just released a trailer not even a few hours ago. So if you guys want to go check that out, American Arcadia from the developers of Call of the Sea. But that is Tribeca, and those are the games that you should all check out because these games are incredible, of course. A lot of them are not out yet, though. I think, are any of these out yet, actually? I don't think any of these are out yet. But oh well, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, my friends. So enough about showcases. Let's get into some PlayStation.
For now. For now.
Yeah, of course, for now. Oh yeah, we have one more. There's another one there. So let's get into some PlayStation news here. We can blast through these because these are pretty self-explanatory. So number one of the PlayStation news here, Last of Us Remake, as we know, has been rumored multiple times. It's been rumored. It's never been officially confirmed. Not that I'm saying it's officially confirmed now, but we're seeing more details that are leading, more hints that are telling us, hey, this Last of Us remake is probably true. You know what I mean? So we got some more evidence here. This is also from Darren Bontais over on GameSpot.
Killing it this week.
He is. A new LinkedIn listing has provided more clues to the unannounced remake of The Last of Us. Credits for QA testing and development support plus level point of contact for unannounced remake project, in quotations, were found on the resume of a Naughty Dog QA employee. As spotted by Eurogamer, the page also has, in quotations, QA testing and development support on environment design for unannounced multiplayer project, end quotation. Listed on the page, another sign that the remake could feature an online component. I think that that is more referring to The Last of Us Part 2 online, I would assume. Last of Us Factions.
Yeah.
But what else do we have here? This isn't the only Last of Us project in development, as leaks from earlier in the year uncovered the apparent existence of a director's cut of The Last of Us Part 2. While Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann said at CES 2022 that the studio was dying to show off the multiple games it has in development. So we have, I think they have 3, I think they have in development. We have The Factions, Last of Us Remake, and something else that we don't know.
3.
A new IP, we assume, or something completely entirely different. Let's just talk about it for a little bit. Last of Us Remake, okay, incredible. I'll play it. Factions, awesome. Looking forward to it. Do you guys want to see more Last of Us, or you want a completely new IP?
I'm good either way. I don't need the Last of Us remake. I don't think that it is necessary.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is my favorite game outside Dragon Ball games. So I would play the Last of Us remake, but we don't need it. I've replayed it. I replayed it before Last of Us Part 2, and that game holds up. There are things that you can improve, but I don't think it is. I don't think a remake is necessary right now.
I agree. Of all of Naughty Dog's catalog that needs some improvements or love, this is not it, in my opinion. Surprisingly, I like the one I would want them to do would be Jack and Daxter. Like, give me remakes of those.
Absolutely.
But those games
100%.
also, like, surprisingly still look pretty good for what they were back on the PlayStation 2 and 3, right? But yeah, like I want more of that stuff. Bring their older catalog back, rather than
I wonder
The
if
Last
they
of
would
Us,
go
which
back to
still holds up and still looks good and still looks fantastic. And I don't see why this is a thing.
I wonder if they would go back to it.
I think they've mentioned that they wouldn't go back to that. I'm not sure if that's if I'm wrong in thinking that. I feel like they've mentioned they wouldn't go back to that. But yeah, I agree. I would love to see Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter is incredible, and that's one of the only games sort of that time, because we've seen Crash Bandicoot come back. We've seen Spyro come back.
Ratchet and Clank.
Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, exactly. Yeah.
Imagine, like a Ratchet and Clank looking, or a Kena Bridge of Spirits looking Jack and Daxter game.
That'd be incredible, dude. Yeah, man.
Give it to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen all these mascots coming back, and Jack and Daxter, I don't know why there's just like I feel like there is a fan base behind that. I don't know why they don't see that or care to bring that back when, Ratchet and Clank was extremely successful. But Ratchet and Clank sort of never stopped. It just kept going.
It did its 3, and that was kind of it. They did one on the PSP, I think, and then a racing
Jack
game.
Or Ratchet and Clank?
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm talking about Jack.
Yeah, I was talking about Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack and Daxter did stop. It did Daxter on PSP. Did some racing, kart racing game sort of. But yeah, it just sort of ended there, and it never came back. I would love to see Jack and Daxter come back. If that's the other thing they're working on, I would love that. But aside from that, I think I of course I would play A Last of Us Part 3. 100%. Of course I would play an Uncharted 5. Like of course, because those are incredible, right? But I would love to see what Naughty Dog can do with something completely entirely different, right?
Same here.
Like just make a new story. You went away from from Uncharted to make The Last of Us, and that's freaking another incredible game. So I have no doubt that whatever they move away from those to make new, that's going to be something else that is going to be talked about for years again. So I would love to see Naughty Dog go back and do that again, rather than like remaking The Last of Us or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Of course, I have complete faith in Naughty Dog. They're an incredible studio, and whatever they make will be good. So that is it. And then the second piece of Sony news here, of course, is Sony has started a game preservation team, correct? So we got that news from Garrett Fredley on Twitter. They tweeted, "Today is my first day as a senior build engineer at PlayStation, working as one of their initial hires for the newly created preservation team. Game preservation was my first career passion, so I'm excited that I get to go back to those roots." So looks like we're getting, backwards compatibility or something. There you go. Comes back around, Jack and Daxter. We're not getting a remake, but we're just going to be able to play the old games on our PS5s now.
I mean, who knows? It could also be that we are making sure that we at Sony at least have an archive of games. I think it could very well be that, or working with other game preservation organizations. I guess it being that.
Yeah, well,
of course, we will want it to mean that Sony is now committing to backwards compatibility. Of course, infamously, was it Herman Holst or Jim Ryan? Who was it that talked about old games and how they tend to look?
Jim Ryan.
Yeah, there's Jim Ryan.
So infamously, we had that.
You don't want to play old games.
Yeah, but again, Sony. People forget about this, but Sony used to be big into backwards compatibility. Let's not forget that the PS2 was fully backwards compatible with the PS1, including controllers and memory cards. And then the PS3 was fully compatible with the PS1 and PS2 library. So they have a history of backwards compatibility. It's just that lately they moved away from that. So I would love to see them going back to it.
Yeah. I think what's interesting is also the timing of this, especially after they just announced their new tiered system for the PlayStation Plus stuff. And we are getting more access to their older games catalogs, their retro stuff. And just the problem that they have with PlayStation 3 and the architecture that console was built on. And it's been such a challenge for them to get those PlayStation 3 games onto newer consoles. This could be something around that, of coming up with a solution for stuff like that. Because if they don't, they'll eventually just have this this entire generation gap of games that are just unavailable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. He is a build engineer, so they might be building something, a library of games that we could play with this new subscription service. So we'll see what it is. But as Ignacio said earlier, that is not the last showcase. We have one more showcase thing here. We got the Meta Quest Gaming Showcase as well. This happened this past week here. So I didn't get a chance to see this. Ignacio, you put it in here, so I assume there's something you want to talk about here.
Oh yeah, I have plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, so you go ahead. I'm gonna look at this.
I didn't watch it because I didn't know that it was going on, but
Yeah, me either.
You guys know that I am a VR fan. I have my Quest, I have my PSVR, so this is very much up my alley. And we got some good announcements here. Going from the top, we got the announcement of a Ghostbusters VR game coming from Sony. What was it? Sony VR, I think they call it. Yeah, Sony Pictures Virtual Reality and games. So they announced a new Ghostbusters game set in San Francisco. We don't not know much about it other than that. It will not be a sequel to the movie, but it seems that it's gonna be its own thing.
Is this the one that's being written by?
No, that's that's the one from Elphonic.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another Ghostbusters game that was announced.
All these
by James and Elise Willems.
Better watch out.
The Willems. Yeah. Greg Miller sure is having a hell of a time right now.
Yeah, huge Ghostbusters.
I blame him. Fan. He just wouldn't shut up about all of it.
But yeah, this shut up enough that they put him in the other game.
Yeah. This Ghostbusters game does look really cool though. For VR.
The Elphonic one?
Yeah. No, the VR one. It looks really well. The Elphonic one looks pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend who's working on it. It's a QA tester for it. Oh. It's pretty cool. So yeah. But it looks cool.
Hopefully it is a full game and not a game experience that we've had so many times in the past with known IP. Hopefully it is a full game. We got more content for Resident Evil 4, which I haven't played because I have the original Oculus Quest, not the Oculus Quest 2. Fortunately, it is exclusive to that one.
Wow.
Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 was announced, or I think it was announced. That game is very good. We got a look at the NFL VR game. So
interesting.
Gina, you will be able to live out your fantasies of being an NFL player.
Never brought that up.
Pretty excited for you.
Never brought that up before.
I'm very excited for you.
Wow, so how
Among Us VR was shown out.
Your deepest, darkest secrets, Gino. How did he know?
I know everything.
What's going on here?
I know everything I know about you, Gino. Even the things you do not know about you.
I gotta start putting tape on my camera and freaking.
Let that camera without any tape. Okay, we'll put any tape on there. Among Us VR was shown off. It is indeed Among Us in VR. Moss Book 2 coming to the Oculus Quest 2.
Of course.
Bone Lab builds.
Let me look at this because this looks interesting.
Or Bone Lab, I guess it is the name of the game. This one looks very good. Very like it could be a very fun game.
What is wrong with IGN's video player?
I know.
Why have they never fixed that? I don't know. What is wrong with them there?
I don't know, but it is quite a lot wrong with them. So from the article, it says here, Stress Level Zero has announced Bone Lab, a follow-up to Bone Lab that features a next-level interaction engine with near-boundless player freedom. It also adds a new story and 2 years of innovation and interaction engine process. Players will need to escape execution in a mysterious underground lab in a world that reacts just like the real one. Bone Labs will also feature extensive mod support. That one sounds very fun. Yeah, but yeah, looking at the trailer, this is very much up my alley, where it seems like you're doing a lot. It seems like it has a good physics engine, which is very good always on a VR game. And it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks cool.
There's
something about these games that, like, when it's like a first, obviously all VR is first person, but when it's not all super beautiful, cutesy and all that stuff, like if it's just a regular shooting game or something, it's still scary to me. You know what I mean? Because like you're in there, you know. So like if I have to attack people or people are gonna come attack me, I get scared. Like Skyrim, I played Skyrim VR once.
Yeah,
that game's not scary. But I went into one of those caves or whatever, and I was shitting my freaking pants, dude, because those freaking skeletons are popping up behind you and shit. Like scary.
Skyrim VR, to this day, the only VR game that has made me nauseous playing it.
Yeah, did that to me too. It's interesting.
Well, Gino, does this make anything for you? You said that you wanted a quest, then you back down. But
Yeah, apparently, my girlfriend's mom said she was getting a quest too, and she was going to give it to me, but she never got it. So I don't know what I'm going to do about it. You know what I mean?
maybe you want buy one yourself.
I don't know, dude. I want to, but what if there's still a chance that I might get it for free? You know? I'm in that weird. I'm in that weird limbo. I'm in the weird limbo where, like, what if I buy it and then now she's just going to give it to someone else because I already have it? Like, why would I spend the money, right?
Gino, there is a game here coming up next that I think will be right up your alley that will make you buy one.
Really?
But it's further along, into the article. Let me skip around. Red Matter 2 was shown off. Aspire 2, which Aspire is very much like a Metal Gear kind of game where you sneak around, take out enemies on rooms. A lot of fun. And then the last game that we have here, called Ruins Magus. Gino, I think will be right up your alley.
Yeah, I skipped here to click on this one before you mentioned it. Let's see.
So reading the article, Ruins Magus will let players wield magic in VR and give them the chance to grow from a novice wizard into a powerful pale-wielding magus in a narrative-driven adventure that will send players deep below the city of Gran Amnis. Ruin Magus will also feature 26 fully voiced quests with talents from those like Naomi Osora, Ai Maeda, and Eiji Takemoto.
Yeah, this looks incredible. It's like, are you looking at this, Kyle, too, or are you just listening?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up on.
It's a
you should pull it up.
It's a freaking anime kind of game, dude. Like, it's one of those anime action RPG games, but you're a wizard, and it's voiced, and this looks really cool, dude. Yeah.
Nah, it's an RPG magic in VR, Gino.
Yeah, man, that looks freaking cool.
Something for you, man.
Does look good.
It looks really cool. It looks pretty awesome. And I feel like I would fall in love with the girl that you meet in the beginning there. Like, because not only is it just, cute waifu girl, but you're there as well. You're in it. Yep. You're in it, and she's talking directly to you. So I feel like she's talking directly to me. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks cool. I got to get myself an Oculus, man. I got to get it.
Yeah, man. You got it. But that's it for the metagaming showcase.
Nice.
A lot of good things shown off.
Yeah, man. The future of VR is looking real bright,
Yep.
Looking real good. Yep. There's this MMO RPG in VR that I've always wanted to play. It's on Steam. I forget what it's called, but I've always wanted to try that game, but I don't got the rig, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
You can get a quest, Kim.
Anyway.
Get a quest.
Yeah, I'll get a quest. I'll let you know. It'll be a big deal. It'll be a big deal when it happens. Right? Okay, so that's it for the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. Last up here, with all the big gaming news that we got the NPD for March. So I'll go ahead and read these bullet points, Ignacio. If you want to elaborate on any, you just stop me. So let me see here. Wait, you just have top selling games as a bullet point?
Yeah, we can talk about the top 10 best selling games.
Okay, where are they? Let me see. Where the heck is the NPD? This just took me to
number 10. At number 10, we have a new game here, Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins.
Oh, baby, good for them.
That was your favorite game of the year so far, so they came out at a number 10.
I think also, what happened with that one was sort of word of mouth, because that game looked horrible. And then it just the word of mouth of like,
meme factor.
Yeah, the meme factor, exactly. So
and also people saying that it is better than what I expected.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
I'm gonna go back a little bit and have here the number 11 and 12. 12 Ghostwire Tokyo, 11 Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Both new games for the month.
Yeah,
interesting that they are that far behind. At number 9, we have Call of Duty Vanguard, going back from a spot number 6 last month At 8, we have, of course, as always, Mario Kart 8. Again, it was 8 last month. At number 7, we have another new game, WWE 2K22. Big comeback for the WWE 2K games.
Yep.
As we all know, the last game wasn't very good, and they had to take a little bit time off in shame. At number 6, falling back from a 3rd spot last month, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus. At number 5, falling back from a number 2 spot last month, we have Horizon 2 Forbidden West. At number 4, we have another new game, MLB The Show 22. If you all remember, the game is now available everywhere. It's no longer a PlayStation exclusive. At number 3, this one is an exclusive. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kyle, I know you love the game, so good to see it performing very well.
That was a good
At
one.
number 2, another exclusive. This one for PlayStation, Gran Turismo 7.
God, so many rich people buying that game, playing it, right?
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Dude.
Who would have thought so many rich people here?
Wow.
And then a number 1, going strong for a number 1 spot last month, also Elden Ring.
I beat that game only with fists.
There you go.
No, you did.
Cool. Good
No,
stuff.
all fist only playthrough.
No, you didn't.
All fist only playthrough.
For the list.
All right, some other bullet points we got here. Elden Ring ranked first in dollar sales among tracked titles across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Its March was actually more successful than its debut month. That's because a lot of people started talking about it.
Yep.
A lot of more people wanted to try it, and that's what happened.
So this month, it was even more number 1 than last month.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Gran Turismo 7 is another huge debut for PlayStation Studios. Despite launching on only PlayStation system, it outpaced everything except for Elden Ring, of course. So that's pretty incredible. Yeah, a lot of rich people. And then what else? Xbox Series S and X was the best-selling hardware platform of both March 2022 and the first quarter in dollars, while Switch led both time periods in unit sales. For the first time, is that for the first time that Xbox is in the lead in front of PlayStation?
Sure, sounds like it.
Pretty incredible. Good for them.
I think overall PlayStation is still way ahead, but
yeah,
for what the year goes, Xbox seems to be outpacing it.
There you have it. It's because there's more. There's more everywhere.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is pictures. Oh, there's some Xbox Series S here. Do you guys want any? But never any PlayStation 5s, Never any PlayStation.
Yeah, but plenty of PlayStation 5s here. You see them everywhere.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. And that's it. Do you want to mention anything else from the NPD, Ignacio, or is that it?
No, that's pretty much all the interesting tidbits.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And that is it for all the interesting tidbits of the big news of the week. Kyle, why don't you take us into new and notable?
All right. First up, if you have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, you can now play the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion for no extra charge. So they keep putting more value on that DLC stuff that they keep putting on there. Quake's Enhanced Edition has added accessibility features 26 years after its original release.
About damn time.
Wild. Yeah. But next up, Nintendo Switch Sports will be out on April 29th. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up shortly after that, we have Trek to Yomi coming out on May 5th. That'll be out on PlayStation 4 and 5, all the Xbox consoles, and PC.
I didn't know that it was that soon.
Yeah.
Next week, dude.
Wow.
Very excited for that.
It's happening. Speaking of games that I cannot wait to play, Sifu gets its first free content update on May 2nd, which will include difficulty options.
Heck yeah, baby.
Is it true, Kyle?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, baby.
No, will you play
wouldn't that be
Sifu?
true? Yeah, I fucking love that game. It's
Yeah,
great.
how far did you get, then?
I got
If
to
you
the
love
club.
the game? Huh?
So did I. I got to the club and
It
I
was
very much
fucking hard.
enjoyed Sifu. But if I
What a
could
fan,
go,
man.
if I could go easy, if I could
What
go
a fan,
easy,
man.
you know, as heck, I'm gonna go back to Sifu, dude.
Could have stuck with it. Could have kept trying. Gino, Elden Ring is way
Not how
more
it works.
hard.
I don't got time for that. I don't got time. Okay? I don't got time. You know what I mean? Make it easy. All right, there you go.
Beyond that, Square Enix and People Can Fly have announced Outriders World Slayer, which is Outriders' first expansion, and it will be out in June.
That's cool. Outriders is good. I think Outriders is good.
It was okay. It's fine.
Yeah, it was just it was an 80. You know, that was an 80. That's an 8. You know, that's it.
It was
or
right.
7. Or 7.
It was good. It was solid.
It was solid. It was a video game. You know what I mean? That's all it was. Yeah.
Let's see. After that, Sonic Origins was announced to be coming out on June 23rd. And apparently, they are delisting classic Sonic games from stores ahead of the release, according to Game Informer. So you guys are Sonic fans, be on the lookout for Sonic Origins down the road.
Looks like a good collection. They seem to be going to include some animations in the games and in the style of Sonic Mania if you play the game. So they will be interesting those in here too.
Cool. Next up, the announcement that caused our beloved co-host to get a heart attack and pass away. Digimon Survive will be out July 29th. Ignacio, how are you feeling? How's your heart?
Finally, we thought it would never happen. We thought that the day would never come. They announced the game. They didn't say anything. They had a release window. The release window came and went. No word. But finally, we get a release date.
Kyle, as the biggest Digimon fan here, I am super excited about
Thank you, Gino.
finally
Thank you for
coming
speaking
out.
up.
I put this on my fantasy draft for years and years and years, and I'm super excited to finally be able to let that be real. I'm super excited to play this game.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I collect
Name 2 Digimon that are gonna be in the game.
Agumon and Aguramon. Okay? So you shut up. You shut up about it.
Aguramon.
Plantmon.
Metal Garurumon.
There you go, Metal Garurumon.
Plantmon.
I used to collect all the Digimon cards. I used to collect all Digimon toys. I'm the hugest fan of Digimon, and I'm super excited for Digimon Survive.
There you go. Next up, to almost no fanfare, Nintendo announced that Splatoon 3 will be coming out September 9th. They just
stay quiet.
tossed this one out on Twitter, just like, hey, there you go.
And if you look at all the responses, everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, cool. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Thumbs
man.
up.
Speaking of Nintendo announcements.
There you go. Yeah. Speaking of Nintendo announcements, Miyamoto himself hopped on Twitter to announce that the Super Mario Bros. Animated film, which apparently was supposed to be out sometime this year, has been delayed to spring 2023, more specifically to April 7th in North America and April 28th in Japan. So there we go.
Okay.
That'll be out next year, just around this time. So,
beautiful. Sounds good.
You know, in the famous words of Miyamoto, the broken movie is always a bad movie, but a delayed movie will always be good, right? That's what he said. Probably.
Yeah.
A delayed. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't he also say Chris Pratt is super cool?
Something like that. I don't know.
He's so cool.
Anyways, that is all the new and notable we got for this week. So that means it is now old and noted. we're going to get into our lightning round.
First news story we have here, Marty O'Donnell and Microsoft's Halo music lawsuit has been resolved amicably.
There you go. I don't know what the deal is with that one. I haven't been following that one, but I
think we talked about it at some point.
We did.
We probably
I just don't remember exactly what it was.
I feel like we should start learning about this terminology. You know what I mean? How many times have we said the word lawsuit in this podcast?
I mean, I know what a lawsuit is. I just don't know what the lawsuit is over.
There's all this legal talk is what I'm talking about. We talk so much about legal things. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, they probably...
hearsay, Ignacio, hearsay.
They probably arranged it outside of court.
Objection.
Denied. Overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
Recess.
Next news story. Speaking of the law and troubles with law, Activision, which had previously been in violation of California law regarding the number of women in their board of directors, now plans to add 2 women senior executives, according to sources familiar with the matter.
All right, recite the California labor law to me.
According to Article 23, Section 2.4, Section D, I have no idea.
That's the thing, dude.
Section 2.
Paragraph 3, it says.
We all know it. We don't need to talk about it. We all know the California law.
So I just find this one really funny because they were supposed to have like a certain number of women on their board of directors at the latest by the end of last December. Wow. And they still haven't done that. And this headline is that they plan to.
Yeah.
So it's just like, they were planning to last year as well. Whatever.
Oh, well.
Activision.
Yeah, Activision sucks, dude. They suck. Go now. Oh my gosh, dude. This is like 10 seconds for the next bullet point.
Gina, I'm thinking about something to say. I'm giving it time to breathe, Gino. Jesus. Okay. Pre-alpha footage of Skate 4 reportedly leaked online, and EA has been rushing to take it all down.
They said no skating.
Did you guys get to see the footage?
Skateboarding is a crime, according to EA.
Let me see.
Have you guys seen the footage?
I have not.
By any chance?
I'm gonna look for it right now. Skate 4.
Well, good luck with that, Gino, because EA has been working very hard to keep you specifically from looking at it.
Oh, well,
going back to law and legal matters.
First video I found was already there.
Oh, really?
I already found it. YouTube.
Oh, yeah. How is it? Describe it to us.
Looks like Skate 3. Just looked like
probably is.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the legal system, a judge is reportedly dismissing most of a former Sony employee Emma Majo's gender discrimination lawsuit against PlayStation, but not all of it. So to add a little bit to this, the judge ruled that she didn't have enough evidence, proof, whatever, to have a case, but the case was dismissed without prejudice, which, from what I know from my legal studies and all of that, it means that the lawsuit can still come back.
Ignacio, our legal expert.
Yeah.
Big fan of Legal Eagle. Go follow Legal Eagle on YouTube. Very good.
Someone hit something metal? Did you hit something metal?
What?
Did you hit something metal with your microphone? Oh my God! Do you hear that?
Yeah,
that's gonna be real bad in Audacity there.
Yeah, you just made me hit it again. Okay?
Let it go. I heard a huge gong, dude. I heard a huge gong.
Let it go. I was like, okay, I hit it with my leg. It wasn't intentional. Okay.
Okay.
Jesus. Right. So yeah. Season 2 of Halo Infinite will supposedly include a TV series tie-in DLC. Kyle, I know you've been a huge fan of the TV series and Halo Infinite, so I go to you for your input.
Thumbs up.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Back to the news. Netflix will reportedly offer 50 games to subscribers by the end of 2022. If you do not remember, Netflix has been trying to get into the gaming space.
I believe they own Night School Studios, right? The ones who make Oxenfree.
Oxenfree, yeah.
Oxenfree too, yeah. So I tried to look at the article I saw on this. It didn't say anything about what region this would be in. If this means North America, because they say that right now you can you have access to up to 20 games, and I was like, I don't know if that's true exactly here for me yet. So not sure.
Interesting.
I wonder if what kind of games will this be? I remember them having the Stranger Things game in there, and I think that it was a mobile game. So I wonder what kind of games it will have there if it is 50.
Yeah. Who knows?
Games. Variable refresh rate is finally being added to PS5s this week, with a handful of games that will utilize it coming in the next few weeks.
Cool.
There you go. I can't speak much on how exactly variable refresh rate helps, but I know it is a widely requested feature, and one that I think a lot of people was like, why was this not in there from the start? So good on them. Finally.
Yeah. Speaking of finally, final news story, the first Overwatch 2 PvP Veda is happening today when we're recording this, and also beta access can be achieved through Twitch drops.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it was invite only initially, but you can, whoever's streaming it, you can get drops from them, I think.
All right, let's check.
Something like that. I still don't understand exactly what they're trying to do with Overwatch 2, but I'm glad that at least news on this stuff is finally starting to come out. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So
you figure that Activision needs some good news.
Yeah. So hopefully people are enjoying that one.
Yep.
All right, drops enabled on this one. Let me just go ahead and start watching.
So you just found a random streamer?
Yeah. Well, actually, it didn't give me the drops notification, so let's go and find another one. Okay, that's it for the lightning run?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Ignacio, for all that. Of course, it was pretty incredible. And that is it for everything we got written here on this doc. Kyle, what are you looking forward to this week, my friend?
Ooh, I actually don't know exactly yet. I'm looking forward to Trek to Yomi, but I feel like that's more towards the end of the week. I might try and sneak something else in there. Yeah, next week. I don't know.
Sifu on Tuesday.
Yes, Sifu on Tuesday. I might download that first Plague Tale again because I played the demo and I liked it. And I want to play it before the second one comes out. So I'm excited for that second one. So I feel like right now we're in kind of a dry spell for like, hey, I can start to work on some things that I'm excited for, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I will probably be doing over the next month or so.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nasir, what are you looking forward to this week?
Nothing.
Not
really.
being constipated.
Man, I peaked super hard on that. And it's weird because I'm at like 70, 65. Lower.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool. Okay. Sounds good.
Good stuff.
I am looking forward to, like Kyle mentioned, Trek to Yomi, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and give that Norco a try. But not immediately. So relax. All right. I already see you tearing up.
God
okay?
damn it.
I see you tearing up already, so relax. Okay?
Just play it.
So, okay, so let's so we'll see what happens there. And of course going back to Sifu and playing that. Oh, and I actually had one of my friends gift me the original Resident Evil 4 on Steam because they wanted me to play it. So I've
Cool.
never played Resident Evil 4.
You
So
know what could be a good, better way to experience Resident Evil 4?
on VR.
Resident Evil 4 VR
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
the Oculus Quest 2.
Absolutely not. You're crazy if I'm gonna do that. No, absolutely not. But yeah, I'm excited to go ahead and try that game out. I like Resident Evil, although I'm scared, but I like Resident Evil. I think it's a great series. So I'm looking forward to trying the one that a lot of people talk about, Resident Evil 4. So I'll go ahead and try that. But aside from that, you guys can find me over on Twitter at Gino_Vterry and my own personal Twitch, GinoVII. Ignacio, where can people find you on the internet?
The people can find me on Twitter at IgnacioRojasB. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kyle, where can people find you on the internet?
At Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter.
Awesome, awesome. And you guys can find all of us to see if Alan comes back as well over on the Whatnots on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the good stuff, all your podcast services of choice. But this has been Crossplay, and you, my friends, have been played. Good night, good morning, good day, goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.